So this is the second video for the database class. So today I will show you how to execute MySQL queries using this uh, PDO prepared statements. Okay. Uh, so again, I'm not going to cover each and everything that corresponds to this prepared statements. You can simply uh, Google these stuffs. There are more than enough tutorials available in the internet. Uh, so these are the way we need to specify the uh, prepared statements. So first we need to prepare our PDO that is compatible with corresponding data type. So it can be an integer, or it can be strings, or it can be having both, or it can be having floats or decimals or things like that. So first our object must be compatible with such data types. So we need to prepare our PHP data object according to that. Then we can simply write our own queries to fetching or retrieving data with the MySQL database. Right. Yeah. So I think I can start this prepared statement stuff. Let me see my documentation real quick. Right. So I will close the rest of the stuffs. So I'm in the database class, and inside the yeah, so inside the constructor we have these features, exception handling and all stuff. Yeah, now I can write a prepared statement over here. Right. So first I will name my prepared statement as query. So any sort of a query I can execute using this prepared statement. It can be either insert or update. It can be either insert or update or delete or any sort of a SQL query. So this SQL basically takes the corresponding SQL query as a string. Sorry. Then I am set my statement uh, using this dbh and prepare it using this SQL statement. Okay. Right. Yeah. Need to have like this. Then I need to bind values. So basically, binding values means I have some sort of a parameter and I have some sort of a value associated with that parameter. Uh, yeah, so I think somewhere around here there is there is the binding param stuff. Okay, so this is just for one statement, but we need to uh, create some sort of a universal statement that is compatible with each of these binding parameters. So we don't need to explicitly declare uh, separate functions for each task. Instead of that, we can use a single functions to do uh, everything. Okay, so it's some sort of a universal function. Yeah, so I'm going to bind the parameters over here. Again, if you are not familiar with these PDO data objects, just go to the internet and look at some tutorials. Okay, because if I'm going to cover each and everything, then this session will be much longer and it will not focus our objectives. Sorry. Anyway, so I will first take the parameter as the parameter. then value as a parameter, and a type as the default parameter with the associated value null. Okay. So I can use if statement over here. First I will check whether that I have specified a type or not. So if I haven't specified the specific type, PDO must itself declare a type to the corresponding statement. Otherwise it can't be executed. So I will use a switch statement as true just for pattern matching. If you are not familiar with switch statement, you can go with if statements as well. So if I'm checking whether my value is an integer or not. So if my value is an integer, I can simply set my type as parameter. Then simply break it. Likewise, if my case is bool, my corresponding value is bool, then I need to specify my type as PDO param bool. Then simply break it. Then if it is null, sorry, if it is null, which means I have no associated values, then the type should also be null. From null. And in the default case, I will use um, the type as string, or you can make another case matching over here as if it is a string or not, then you can do the corresponding manipulations as well. But uh, this is also works. This also works. So str, yeah, yeah. Then no need to break the default statement because it's the default statement. Then I'm going out of this if statement, that I can simply bind values to my statement. So I'm still preparing the query. Okay, I'm still not complete. Statement, I will bind value associated with parameter sorry, value the associated type. Sorry, yeah. um Now I think I'm almost done. Then I can simply execute my statement. So execute the prepared statement. The public function, I will name it as execute. Then I can simply return the executed statement over here as execute. Right. Then I can take the corresponding result out of it. So there are two types of result sets. Either it can be single result, which means it's only one record associated with the results, or it can be having multiple records. Okay, so I will use a result set function to retrieve multiple record results. Okay, so get multiple records as the result. So public function result set maybe. So I can simply first call this execution function. This execute, so it will execute the execute function. Then I can return the corresponding statement outputs. So I must fetch the outputs. So fetch all associate with the PDO, fetch object. So this will return the results as a PDO, PHP data object. Right. Then if it is just a single statement, I will use get single record as the single result. So it's almost same, but I don't need to fetch all, right? So public function, I will name it as single. Then this execute, and I can simply return it like this. State statement fetch, and what is need to be fetched, the PDO object. Right, I think I have done some mistake by naming this variable. So yeah, it needs to be statement. Statement, okay. So let me correct these stuffs. Right. Okay. So we can retrieve data like this, and in the most of the cases we need to check whether there is some sort of record exist or not. So the way to check that thing is checking the record count. So if the record count is 0, which means there are no results, or there are no records exist to be retrieved or to be returned. But if the record count or row count is uh, larger than or greater than 0, then there are corresponding records exist to be retrieved. So I will make a function to get the row count. So public function, I will simply name it as row count. So it will simply return this statement row count. Right. I think that whole of it. And yeah, now I can make some sort of a test table to retrieve data for the demonstration purposes. So I will name my PHP related stuffs in the dev folder. Okay, so in the dev folder I will use SQL folder. Inside the SQL folder, or maybe sorry, inside the dev folder I will use sql.txt. So first I need to create some sort of a table. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. First I would like to create a table associated with this pages controller. So I will simply create a test database, test table, but later on we will create the correct ones. So I will name it as pages, or maybe I don't know. Let's say what pages. Okay, for example, let's say users. So I need to have user ID over here. So it's int auto increment, and maybe I have a name which having the variable character amount such as 255, right? And maybe I can have age as well. These are just for demonstration purposes. And I need to specify my primary key. So in my case, the primary key is ID. So I can simply copy this stuff and go to the localhost PHP MyAdmin, go to the SQL. Make sure you select the simple epic database, then go to the SQL, then paste it over here. Then you can simply click go. Right, so it is executed correctly. Now I have the table. Then let me insert some test data to this table. Insert into users values. I guess this might work, or maybe we need to specify the corresponding rows as well. So let me check. um, yeah, yes, we need to specify our a column name as well. In my case it's name and age. So let me add some test data to, and maybe 23, and maybe beam server maybe 21. Then I will copy these queries, go to the PHP MyAdmin. Again I will go to the SQL and paste it over here, then simply click go. Right, so if I go to the users table now, I have this data. Okay, now we have a table. Then let's see how do we retrieve data out of it. Okay, so I'm going to my mPages model, and I will create a new function as public function get user. Okay, so I need to get all the details associated with the users. So first I will use this query prepared statement to prepare my SQL query. It is basically select all from users, right? Then I need to return the corresponding results as the result set, because I have multiple records associated with that statement. Then I need to execute this function and retrieve the data to my controller. So I will go to the pages controller, and I think I'm in the about page, right? Yeah, I'm in the about page. So let's take user details inside this one. Okay, so I'm going to delete these stuffs. These are just for testing demonstration purposes, so I will do more clear stuffs later on. So users, so this is some sort of a data object array that is taken out of the pages model by executing the get users method. Okay, then after executing that, now I have users associated with over here, so I will name my associative array as users. Now I have user records over here, so now I need to display these stuffs as well within my view. So it is again somewhat easy. This is the view. So let me make a title as users. So since this is a array, I need to iterate through for each variable, and this is a data object array. It's not some sort of a simple array. This is a data object array, so I need to iterate for each variable to take individual records out of it. So I can simply make a for each loop. Okay, for PHP for each data associated with the users as I will name it as user. Okay, so this is just a single record, so it will go for each record. Then since I'm having this users as a single record, now I can take it as maybe a paragraph. So I will simply call the corresponding PHP stuff. Sorry, the PHP echo user. First I will echo the username, then I will echo the user age, echo user age, right? So if it is executing correctly, I need to have the corresponding name and the associated age over here, and 3 records needs to be there because I have inserted 3 records. Now I can go to this one. I don't need to have a parameter list. I can simply call the above. Yes, so it is executed, right? So these are the things realized inside this database, and these are the things that is taken to the PHP and retrieved to the corresponding view. Okay, so that's how our database class work, and I think we are almost done with our framework because these are the typically major functionalities, and yeah, these are the basic stuffs, and if you follow these stuffs correctly so far and perfect, you can move forward without no issue, right? And I think for this video these stuffs will be enough, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.